Today is the funeral for Hersh Goldberg. He was a resident of this neighborhood in Baca, Jerusalem, and his picture was everywhere around this neighborhood. This is where we live, by the way. We live in Baca, and Hersh became the face of this neighborhood, and honestly, just the representation also of Americans. He's an Israeli American, born in America, and was abducted by Hamas into Gaza on October 7th. His parents became the international spokesman for the Free the Hostages movement. I mean, there's a movement here in Israel by Israelis. They're protesting every day. It's a very strong and powerful lobby here around the country. But they became the de facto unofficial spokesman for the international community. I mean, to bring the message in English. They went everywhere. They met the Pope. They were at the United Nations. They met the President of the U.S. and Vice Presidents. They most recently spoke at the Democratic National Convention, and we have many mutual friends. She's another hostage here in that picture. I don't know if that means she's from here. But we have many mutual friends because this is really a small neighborhood. And though I've only met them, one time just walking down the street, you can see that they had a huge impact on so many people. And what's happening here is people are gathering to escort the family to the funeral. But John and Rachel really were like beacons of hope. Rachel is the one who started taping to her shirt the number of days that her son was a hostage. Every day she changed the number and took a picture. They were very active on social media, very active in interviews with the international media and the Israeli media. But their poise and their conviction was a beacon of hope for the Israelis who want to see the hostages released. And their balance, their empathy and awareness of what's happening on both sides was just compelling and astounding. I mean, it's rare to find such balance, to find such grace under fire. But they have been amazing, and now they're grieving. Their son was one of 6 hostages literally executed, according to the IDF result, the investigation that they did after they found the bodies on. And they said they believe, according to the results of the autopsy, that they were shot at close range. 6 hostages, 6 young people. I think they were all in their 20s. Shot in a tunnel at close range, multiple times, multiple bullets in each, just as the Israeli army was drawing close. And right after, they rescued another hostage, Farhan al-Qaid. After they got that hostage out, it was apparently these hostages were in a tunnel about a kilometer away, less than a mile away. And before Israeli soldiers got to them, the speculation is that their captives either panicked and shot them or just decided to not let Israel have any live hostages, especially after the euphoria over the one who was rescued. Another thing to know is that Hersh lost an arm on October 7th while trying to hide with a bunch of other people, trying to hide in a bomb shelter, one of the side of the temporary or the what do you call them? Like just the bomb shelters that they have, like on the side of the road. He was in there with others. I mean, one of his friends was killed. But they were, safe from the rockets that were happening, but they were not safe from the grenades that the Hamas terrorists were throwing inside. And his friend was killed, and Hersh lost his arm. And you see that in the video when he's thrown on the back of the truck and taken into Gaza. I think they think the army recovered that footage. I'm not sure, but I think the army recovered that footage in Gaza. So what you see here, this gathering is happening also to the backdrop today of a general nationwide strike and protests. They're happening everywhere. Now, I mean, you might find it quite amazing that it's Hamas that actually killed the hostages and, well, actually first took them and then killed them. And yet the Israelis are protesting against their own government and not against Hamas. I mean, there is no protesting against Hamas from Israel. It really wouldn't matter. But there's, I don't know if it would matter actually for the Palestinians in Gaza even to protest against them. But what you have is a public that is just so upset with the way that the war has been handled and who believe that hostages need to be released through a deal and through negotiations and not through military pressure, which hasn't really worked till now. I mean, in the last week, Israel, the soldiers Israeli soldiers have discovered 12 bodies and saved one live hostage. So people are saying, you're killing them, just make a deal, just agree to anything. But the government under Prime Minister Netanyahu is standing strong on their principle that there cannot be a ceasefire, which is what Hamas is demanding, a ceasefire in exchange for hostage release. And also that Israel would withdraw from the ground it has gained in Gaza, which includes the vaunted Philadelphia corridor, which it's the sort of border between Gaza and Egypt. The parents held a prayer service a couple months ago. I was there. I have a live of that. It was at the train station in Jerusalem, but they held a prayer service and it was moving, and they really captured the hearts of many people with their steadfastness, with their conviction, with their grace. And they were interviewed on a lot of stations, secular, Jewish, Christian. I mean, they were all over. But people are coming out to support this family because they really took a leading role, and I don't know how they stood every day and kept hope alive until the last minute. Of course, here's the police vehicle, so I don't know if they're leading the procession or if they're just policing. John and Rachel have been these exemplary pillars of hope and prayer. And right now they need your prayers more than ever.